Hello, my dear viewers. My name is Rakesh and I'm your host here with the video topic is Euro USD and GBP USD technical analysis on 16th of September 2021. As today is Thursday, the maximum action can be seen in the Forex market. Before we dive down in the Forex market, I want to introduce myself. I'm a Gbp community member. I am not an employee of Gbp, so all the views or the trading ideas that we are going to discuss in this video will be of my own. Normally we do a live webinar every day at 1500 hours as per Greenwich Mean Time, but because I'm experiencing some power issues as well as internet issues, so I'm recording this video and uploading it on the Gbp channel for your reference. As the name suggests, we will be carrying out the technical analysis of euro against the US dollar and the British pound against the US dollar in this video. If the time permits, we will also carry out the technical analysis of the other major pairs. In this session, we will be strictly talking about the technical aspects of trading and ignore the fundamentals. We will try to follow the charts only for our analysis. In this program, we will only be using the candlesticks chart. We will try to find out the key levels for all pairs and we will see how we can trade from them. If you are new to the technical analysis or to my videos, I would request you to go to our channel homepage and then select the playlists and search for the profitable candlesticks pattern and the profitable chart patterns playlist. If you go through them once, it will help you in understanding what we talk about in this program. I also encourage you to ask the questions. You can ask them in the form of comments. I will try to answer them in the next session. Last but not least, everything that I say in this webinar or in this video is only for the information or the knowledge purpose. You have to do your own research before you put your money on the line. With this standard introduction, let's head on to the standard risk disclaimer. Now, this risk disclaimer states that the margin trading carries a lot of risk. So you have to be very careful while deciding your leverage. A high leverage is dangerous and can work against you as well as for you. And also it states that you don't have to trade based on this video itself. You should take advice of a responsible financial advisor, or you have to do your own research before you put your money on the line. Because you and only you alone are responsible for deciding if you are comfortable accepting the risks that are involved in forex trading. And I will not be held responsible for any losses if it incurs in your account. Alright, but there's nothing to be afraid of. Forex market is good if you do the proper risk management. And let's dive deep into the charts. First chart that you will see today is, like usual, Euro US dollar daily chart. We try to trade from the daily charts only, so this is what I'm going to show you. Yesterday, the video that we had uploaded about the technical analysis, the heading was that the more losses are ahead. Euro USD GBP USD technical analysis on 15th of September, and the title was also including Euro USD more losses ahead. So yesterday the candle closed at around 1.1816, and today, after seeing a high of 1.1820, just around 4 pips higher than the yesterday's close, the price has seen and got rejected at this falling channel's resistance line and gave us a low, intraday low of around 1.17504, and our level was sitting at 1.1751, the next support. Why I am stressing this is because I want to show you how important these levels are, which I mark on my chart. And if you go into the history, these levels we have marked from 19th of July, and you will know how beautifully these marks are getting respected, these places. So what I want to tell you is that in this video or in this type of session, we try to mark the resistances and supports, and we share them with you in this webinar or the video. You can keep a note of it and trade from them as and when the price comes to these levels. Now, because this is a selling market, so we were looking for a selling opportunity, which we got at 1.1900 level, and now we are trading at 1.17518 around. This is our level of support. So now where euro can go against the US dollar? From here, this is the immediate support at 1.17518. If it does not hold on the daily closing basis, in other words, if the candle closes below 1.17518 today, then it will expose 1.1663 level, which is also an upswing pivot. If the candle is able to manage a close higher than 1.17518, then there is a possibility of the candle going back to this level of 1.1800 to retest this level as the fresh resistance before it starts going down to 1.1663. So right now 1.1751 is the immediate support for the price, whereas the resistance is sitting at 1.1800 in the daily chart of euro US dollar. Talking about the next chart, which is the Great Britain pound against the US dollar. Day before yesterday, we have seen 1.3886 level acting as a very good supply zone. A lot of sellers were sitting there, which resulted the day before yesterday's candle into a bearish pin bar. Yesterday there was a small pullback almost to the 50% level, and thereafter there was just rejection. Today the price has seen a low of around 1.3764. Although it was in line with these highs, we have not marked them, but we should actually mark these highs because this was an important level, and this became a support thereafter, and today the price has tested that support. So now the idea is that if the price closes the day below this 1.3768, then this 1.3670 will be exposed, almost 90 pips possible to the downside. On the contrary, if the price holds this level and closes somewhat inside this rising channel's support line, then we can see 1.3886 once again. But looking at the today's price action, it seems like this area here at around 1.3797 or 1.3800 will start now acting as a fresh resistance, because this was acting as a good support in the past for these two days. So any closing below 1.3768 will expose 1.3670 in this chart, and we are expecting 1.3800 level to act as a good resistance if the price comes here, as it was a good support here and here on 12th and 14th of September. Let's see what is happening in the New Zealand dollar. Although I am very bullish in this New Zealand dollar, but today there is a bearish engulfing candle at the resistance, but it is heading right into the support zone of 0.7045 level. So this 0.7045 is what it was. It was actually a resistance here, you see, for multiple days, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, almost for 8 times, and now the price is going back to that area to test it. Maybe this will be a fresh support for the price, and if it holds, then the price can come back to 0.7104 area again. But if it does not hold, then it will expose the 0.7000 area, and if that happens, then you can also notice that this area is the second area which may hold, because if we drop the Fibonacci retracements from this low here to this high here, also notice how 50% is also aligning with the 0.7000 area. So expect some good positive response for the New Zealand dollar here if the price is able to make it here. Let us check if there is something on the 4-hour. Yeah, on the 4-hour, actually the price has almost given a close. It is just 1 hour left. Just it has given a close almost below 0.7090, although there is 60 minutes still. And if that happens, definitely we are going to test 0.7045 then, and after that 0.7000 is also possible, because there is where I am expecting a lot of buyers to jump in to push the prices higher. So right now for the New Zealand dollar, the resistance is standing at around 0.7104 to the upside, and on the downside the first support is at 0.7045 and the second most important support is 0.7000. Talking about the Australian dollar here, Australian dollar, we have been bearish on the Australian dollar because we know that this neckline after test has invited a lot of sellers, and there are fresh sellers, and the people who have bought here, they are exiting their position. So on the way down, more and more losses are possible, and if price closes the day below this price marker of 0.7289 on the daily closing basis, then 0.7225 will be exposed in this market. On the contrary, if we see a close higher than 0.7289, then we can also see 0.7332 area once again, which was a good support for the price and may act as a good resistance now if the price goes here. Although see that on the daily chart, the 10 days moving average has started coming below the 20 periods moving average, which is suggesting that the new trend is developing to the downside. If we check at the 4-hour, there is only sellers and sellers. Sellers are so busy pushing the Australian dollar down that they have breached these lows. These are very important lows at around 0.7289, and these lows have been breached. Now the price is again going back to this level to test it as a fresh resistance, and if it holds as a resistance, we will see 0.7225 very soon in the Australian dollar. Talking about US dollar against the Japanese yen, today the price has made an intraday low of 109.21, which is very close to the low of yesterday, which was at around 0.09.11, just 10 pips higher than that. This is suggesting that the sellers are not able to take control of the market and the buyers are actually trying to take control, because the price has seen a higher high than the yesterday's high. But it may be because the overall US dollar is positive as against the other pairs. So if the price closes higher than 109.57, then the next level of resistance that we are looking for in this market is 110.54. Although overall this entire setup is not tradable, so my humble suggestion is that stay away from the US dollar against the yen. So just do not try to open any trade, because it is not giving us any good pattern or any direction. It is just consolidating, going here and there. So stay away from such markets. Don't put your money inside this market. US dollar against Canadian dollar, we are very bullish on this one, but the price is not able to break this range of 1.2628 and 1.2707. So this range, till the time it is not broken, we cannot be sure where the price is headed. So I will show you what range is I'm talking about. I'll show you what range I'm talking about. So this is what I'm talking about. Once we see a close higher or lower than this one, higher or lower than this rectangle, then we can be sure on which side the price is headed. Although we are bullish in this one, so we are expecting a close higher, and in that case, if it closes higher than 1.2707, then 1.2778 will be exposed in this market. On the contrary, if we see a close lower than 1.2628, then the immediate support is at around 1.2586, and after that 1.2493 will act as a good support for the price. If we look at the US dollar against the Swiss franc, today there was a bullish day. The price even is trading at the higher than the resistances at around 0.9241, and has almost tested the resistance at around 0.9274 also. So at least one thing is clear from today's price action, that there is a huge sell-off, or you can say there is a huge supply at around 0.9270 region, because the price has made an intraday high of around 0.9271. so what we can expect from here is either the price can pull back to 0.9241 region, or if it breaks and closes higher than 0.9274, we can expect the price to meet this falling channel resistance line, and if that is broken, then 0.9472 will be exposed, as there is no resistance on the way up, but only this dynamic resistance of the falling channel is there. On the contrary, if we see the price going down, then we need to see a close below 0.9241 for 0.9165 to be tested again. Talking about the euro against the Great Britain pound, every time the price went below 0.8523, it was bought back. So this is showing that the buyers are aggressive below 0.8523, in fact 0.8532, and the level that we have created here is 0.8532, and the price has not been able to close below this level till now from the last 6 days. Even today the price made an intraday low of 0.8501 and has come back to 0.8533 once again. So here there is a possibility that today or tomorrow or maybe next week the price will head back to 0.8558 and 0.8594 region, because euro is looking stronger at the lower levels against the US dollar here. Not the US dollar, I'm sorry for that. Euro is looking stronger against the Great Britain pound at lower levels, that is around 0.8500 region. Gold, yeah, yesterday we discussed that if 1780 does not hold, then the next possible level of support is 1756, and if that does not hold, then the next level of support is $1670, and it looks like that the price is headed towards the $1670 level, but we need a daily closing for this to get confirmed, and a close below 1756 is required for us to see 1670 on this chart. On the contrary, if the buyers are able to push the price higher from here and the candle closes higher than 1756, then we can see 1780 once again, but I am expecting that level to act as a good resistance if this time price tries to go and test 1780 level, because it was a good support in the past, and as per technical analysis or technicals, if a support is broken, it tends to act as a resistance, and the strength of the support or the resistance, fresh support or the resistance, depends upon how good or bad the support or resistance was before it was broken. Talking about the GBP Jpy here, GBP Jpy is trying to take some support at 151.16 level. If it holds, actually the price can go back to 152.19 and maybe even back to 152.66, although it looks like a bearish price action is taking place. The price has come back from the day's low, but still has not been able to manage to go higher than the opening price. And if we switch to the 4-hour, if you switch to the 4-hour chart, you will see that after taking support from here, the price went up but then got immediately rejected, and this area here around 150.80 region is where the buyers are sitting. If we see a closing below that, I think even if we see a closing below 151, then 150.49 will be exposed in this market, and if we see a closing below that, then 150.10 will be exposed in this market. I am bearish on the GBP against the JPY. On the contrary, on the higher side, 152.19 is going to be the next level of resistance, immediate. CHF JPY, a beautiful breakdown already. If you see, we have marked this from I think 2 to 3 weeks ago. If there was a break, if there will be a breakdown, we were expecting the price to go back to this area to test it as a fresh resistance, and there we will see if there is a bearish price action, we will open a sell position. So CHF JPY is looking very good. This can be the second leg of the second leg lower. So this was the height of the triangle, and this is what we are expecting as the target. So 115.98 is what we are expecting in CHF against the Japanese yen. But we need to see to this area here, if it holds as the fresh resistance, then only there will be an option to open the short position in this one. Right now this area at around 119 is going to act as a fresh resistance for the price, and the next level of support is at around 117.50 in this market. You see this bullishness here on the 4-hour. It is suggesting only for a pullback, which is very healthy, because once this breakdown has happened, we need to test this area as the fresh resistance, and if it acts as a fresh resistance, that will be a go for shorting this pair with a target of 115.98. Euro against the Australian dollar is performing still better, because we have a very good pattern emerged on the Australian dollar, and it is now giving us fruits, because Australian dollar is going down so fast and euro still has some support here. So euro AUD is going up and is trying to take support at around 1.6080. If you remember that yesterday we said that this is the area where we should be looking for a buying opportunity, and if my friends, those who watch me daily, if they were watching this area for the buying signal, then this is the buying signal that you get at the support in the form of bullish pin bar. And after you get a bullish pin bar, you open a long position with the stop loss below that candle's low and target the next resistance level, which is 1.6437 in this area. So my friend, this is what we have. 1.6437 is going to be the next level of resistance for this chart, and there is huge support at around 1.6080 you can make out from this bullish pin bar on the 4-hour chart. Talking about the euro against New Zealand dollar, same euro is looking good against New Zealand dollar also, because it has met the support today. But if that support does not hold tomorrow, we can see 1.6487 again. On the contrary, if that support holds, then the price can head back to 1.6693 and 1.6774 also. If you are very cautious and you don't want your profits which you are taking from 1.7122, then you can close your positions here, or you can keep a tight stop loss above this 1.6693 if you are not sure where the price is going. So better lock in some profits before it is headed against you. Talking about the silver, yesterday we mentioned about 23.84 to act as a resistance, and the next stop at 22.86. Although the price has not stopped there and has gone even below that, yes, silver is known for some big moves, and expect the 22.06 to act as a good support if the price is able to manage to go there. And if it starts going up, then 22.86 is going to act as a resistance again, because it was a good support in the past. Expect this level to act as a resistance for the price, and the price may be headed back to 22.06, and if that is broken on the daily closing basis, then 21.11 is going to be the next target for the silver going down. All right, the next chart that we are going to talk about is the Brent. Now there is something developing in the Brent. Brent is nothing but the oil. So yesterday the price has made an intraday high of 76.10, and it was high, and which was higher than this high at around 75.62 that the price had made on 29th of July. From yesterday's price action, one thing is sure, that there are buyers above this high also. That means people are ready to buy at the higher prices now, and although the price had started from a low of 73.74 and people were still ready to buy it at $76.10, $76.10, that means there are buyers which are very aggressive and ready to buy the oil at higher prices. So if they get the oil at the lower prices, would they buy it? Definitely they would go for a buy. So the thing is that if you see the oil going down, you should look for a bullish price action like this and open your buy positions now, because the next target for the Brent crude is going to be 77.80, and this is the high that the price has I think made this year. Yes, this year the price has made this high at around 77.80, and it is almost on the verge of break. So if we close any high which is higher than 75.62 on the daily closing basis, then the next target is going to be the yearly high of 77.80, and if we see a closing higher than that, then we are going to witness 86.71 on our charts. Soon this is possible because the price action right now is looking very bullish. If I switch it to 4-hour, or if I switch it to 1-hour, you will see that every time the price is going down, it is being bought back. That means the buyers are very aggressive. Other thing that you can do is you can draw a falling channel, and when you see that this falling channel is broken on 1-hourly, you can open your buy position with a small stop loss below that low that the price has made recently, and target for 77.80, and then after 86 in this market. All right, the Swiss index we have been actually watching from, I think, from almost 17th to 19th of August, and we were watching it and we were expecting the price to drop back to 12,066, and it has happened already. Now is the time to open the buy position. If you are aggressive, this time can be utilized to open the buy position with a small stop loss below this candle's low, or if you want to wait for the price to close actually higher than 12,066, that will be your confirmation that the sell-off has passed. Or you can switch to 4 hours, and draw a small channel, a falling channel, and wait for the price to actually close higher than this. This will be an indication to you that now an uptrend has finally started after this pullback here, because this area is a very good support zone. If you join these lows here, the long term trend line is what is passing through this, so this is going to be a very good support for the price. So yes, expect these levels to act as good support for the price, and buy it with the target of 12,572 at least. All right, but on the contrary, if you see that the buyers are not able to push the price higher, then 12,066 is going to act as a fresh resistance, and the price can see 11,793, and if a price closes below that on a daily closing basis, then 11,277 is also possible in this market. Talking about the Euro CHF, it is trading between 1.08 848 and 1.0840, so this is almost 40 points of what we call it a range is developing. Either you can make it as a rectangle, but I'm bullish on Euro CHF. CHF is much weaker because CHF Jpy today broke down, so I'm bearish on CHF and bullish on Euro. Looks like we can see 1.0986 in this market soon. Right now the price is trading at resistance. If it closes higher than this resistance at around 1.0884, then this high of 1.0986 will be exposed. On the contrary, if we see a close below, then it can go again to test 1.0840 as a fresh support, and if it closes below that, then 1.0756 is going to be the next level of support. After Euro CHF, we have GBP Chf. Multiple times the price has tested this area of resistance. In fact, today the price made a higher high than 1.2802, which we had marked. The price made a high of around 1.2811, and we are expecting now the price to come back to its range low, which is 1.2503. Although there is no bearish price action till now, let us switch to the 4-hour to see what has happened. All right, even on the 4-hour, the price has actually come back, but it is not a bearish price action. We need a close in the form of bearish pin bar or a bearish engulfing candle like this to see a sell-off. So till now there is no bearish pin bar or no bearish engulfing, although there was a bearish engulfing day before yesterday and the price dropped back to the low of 1.2661, but immediately from there bought back and made a higher high than the previous one. So I am still expecting a higher high to be formed in this one, and if the price makes a higher high than 1.2802 and closes the day higher, then we can witness 1.3075 also in this market. Although I am very bearish on CHF, but Great Britain pound is equally bearish, so expect some consolidation before the pound starts gaining value. If it starts gaining value, then expect 1.3075 soon in this market. Bitcoin is trying to regain its strength. Yesterday it gave a very sound decent close at around 47868 level. Today it has made an intraday low of 47,171, which was very close to the level that we had created, 47057, as a support, and now I am expecting 50,405 as the fresh resistance in this market. After that, if that is broken on the daily closing basis, 52,883 may act as the fresh resistance for the Bitcoin. Last but not least, the US dollar index is trying to give us a bullish engulfing on the support of 92.45. This is suggesting to me that 93.18 is exposed on our chart. So tomorrow or day after, or maybe on Monday, we can witness 93.18 in this chart. On the contrary, on the lower side we have 92.45 the support, and below that we have 91.76 as the next support if the price falls below. Although this dynamic weekly line will always keep acting as support whenever the price tries to meet it. So with this dollar index review, we are done with the day. So to conclude this webinar, I just want to say in the end that I hope you got some idea from this video about the support and the resistance levels that are of interest in the coming hours and days. Just keep in mind to never risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade, and look for a potential profit of more than 3 times the risk that you're going to take. With this note, I will conclude this video. Please press the like button if you find this video useful for you. Leave your suggestions in the comment section and consider subscribing to the channel for more such videos. Also, you can join the Gbp Forex community where there are so many things for the Forex traders. The link is there in the description. I wish you a very profitable day. Thank you very much for watching.